I got to try the upcoming VR game Reach early at Summer Game Fest. I tried it on the Quest 3, which was plugged into a PC, so it wasn't directly a Quest 3 game, although it will be releasing on Quest 3 standalone. Reach was kind of a surprise drop. It's a groundbreaking cinematic action adventure from nDream's Elevation, where you embody a reluctant hero wielding extraordinary abilities and journey into a perilous world of crossed realities. Obviously, the title Reach definitely relates directly to the climbing aspects. I really was taken aback by how comfortable the game was, how smooth it felt. The controls, there were a little bit of things that I had to get used to, like flicking up on the control stick to jump, for example. It took me a few times to get the hang of. It's basically just the training mode that you get to go through in this demo, but it gives a good feel for what the elements of the game are. You're running, you're jumping from one building to the next, you're climbing, you're vaulting from one spot to the next, which is a really cool element. There's even a point where you wedge yourself between a wall and sidle along and get to the other side, which I've never seen in a VR game before, and it actually felt really cool. It was like this sort of safe feeling as opposed to all the jumping from one place to the next. Then one of the other cool elements was the shooting element. I love a bow and arrow, and you get a bow and arrow early on. And so you pull out the bow and arrow and you aim and fire. So I got used to that to a certain degree. And then near the end of the demo, you actually get your hands on guns and you get attacked by a bunch of guys where you're shooting and jumping away and dodging and everything. It just felt really natural and really good. One of the developers was telling me that they really just started out with building the physical full body models first, because that's not all that commonly used in VR games, but in this game it works so well. And it just feels great jumping from one place to the next. It's like the elements of Assassin's Creed Nexus that were there already were taken and expanded in a really creative way, because it just feels more natural. It's really cool. The model that I was playing was not on Quest 3 itself. I played it on a Quest 3, but it was plugged into a PC. But he said that it's still early in their processing of the graphics. So on the Quest 3, it should still look better, hopefully, than the PC version that I was playing on as the demo. I believe it can. Honestly, I've seen so many things on the Quest 3 that look phenomenal and run at great frame rates. Even though this was just a simple, straightforward demo that gave me just an idea of what the VR experience is going to be like, I am genuinely excited to play the full version of this game. We are entering in a time now where I feel like we have to keep reaching for AAA or at least AA titles on VR. We have a lot of names and things attached that are coming out, like Deadpool VR and Ninja Turtles. Last year we had Batman, which is basically the gold standard now of that type of AAA gameplay that can happen in VR. So Reach feels like it's reaching for that, literally. The gameplay mechanics are great. I think it's going to come down to having all the elements pulled together. So it needs a good story, it needs great characters, it needs a lot more than just the gameplay mechanics being good. But the gameplay mechanics being good are the fundamental and base part of what's going to propel this forward. And even if this game specifically isn't like amazing all around, it's at least a great framework to make games in the future with those kinds of parkour elements and everything else. So this demo gave me a lot of hope for the future of VR games all around. I think we hit a little bit of a high with Batman Arkham Shadows. There's nothing that's come out since that's anywhere near that level. So I'm hoping that by this fall, with games like Reach and Deadpool VR, and who knows what else, we'll be able to see more of the level of quality that makes people excited about VR in the first place. It really does remain to be seen. From the trailer that I saw that goes beyond what I played, it looked really great. I personally am excited about this. I really do think that it's going to be a great game. The developers themselves that I met were super nice, and they were so passionate about this project. Clearly they have put so much work into making it feel good. Now it's just going to be a matter of seeing the whole picture and what they're able to pull off. It is slated for release this year. I personally don't mind if it takes a little longer, if it comes down to really polishing it up and getting a lot more elements to work to make it a really blockbuster, high quality title. So I'd say it's probably my most anticipated title for the rest of 2025. So anyway, those are my first impressions of Reach from nDreams. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. It really does help the channel a lot, and hit subscribe so you can see all my upcoming videos. And of course, if you want to see more of the coverage that I did for all the games that I played at Summer Game Fest, click the link in the description below. Ninja and all my other VR followers that consistently watch and comment. I appreciate you guys a lot. Anyway, let's talk about it in the comments below. That is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Go try something new. I'll see you soon on GameList Plus.